The US military has confirmed that the last American combat brigade stationed in Iraq has crossed into neighbouring Kuwait ahead of the August 31 deadline. The remaining 50,000 American troops in Iraq will switch to an advise and assist mission from next month before pulling out completely by the end of the year. Middle East correspondent Ben Knight reports.
7 years after the war began, the last American combat troops crossed the border out of Iraq in the early hours of the morning.
That's part of getting back to Kuwait. One, I don't know what else is going to get hurt. And two, I'm going home.
But nearly 4,500 American soldiers will never return home. And it was that steady death toll that quickly turned American public opinion against this war. It was one of the reasons why Barack Obama promised to end it during his presidential campaign. The number of Iraqi civilians who died as the country collapsed is far harder to quantify, but is estimated to be at least 100,000. And the violence is still going on. This week, a suicide bomber in Baghdad killed more than 50 men who were lining up for a job in the Iraqi army. American troops are leaving ahead of the deadline at the end of this month. But 50,000 US personnel will remain here to train Iraqi forces who will now take sole responsibility for keeping the peace. It's a long time since George W. Bush stood in front of this banner declaring mission accomplished.
Major combat operations in Iraq have ended. In the Battle of Iraq, the United States and our allies have prevailed.
What followed was a horrific insurgency, as religious factions struggled for control and almost destroyed the country. The worst of the violence has passed. This year's national elections were regarded as a success, but 5 months on, the negotiations to form a government are going nowhere, and the bombings continue. There's been pressure on Barack Obama, even from within the Iraqi military, to push back the deadline for withdrawal until Iraqi forces are more prepared to cope. But as of now, they're on their own, on some of the most dangerous streets in the world. Ben Knight, Lateline.